All right, guys, with the holidays coming up, you're going to get a lot of different deals from like Home Depot, Walmart, Harbor Freight to get all of your EDC stuff and emergency situation. Walmart is one of my favorite places to go shopping for all of our emergency supplies because you can get stuff really cheap. With the holidays coming up, you're going to get it even cheaper. So I want to run over a few of my basic items that I highly recommend you take a look at when you're at Walmart. Let's start right here. You're going to have your boo-boo kits. These are pre-packed boo-boo kits. They're going to come with your basic first aid. They're not going to come with a chest seal to, cure a bullet wound or anything like that. But for everyday basic first aid, you get some really great deals here. Again, you can get hard pack, you can get soft pack that's going to go easy in your truck. Some dude wipes are always a must to have in your vehicle and at your home. If you need to bug out, you want to be able to make sure that you are staying clean and hygienic at all times. Then always wanting to have a few carabiners on you is also a really good thing. These help you to quickly attach tents, coverage, shelter, tie things down. You're always going to want to have some of those. You're going to find some garbage here too, like this whistle and compass combination. Would not recommend this even though it's only $4 because I would not trust my life to that compass. Get a real quality compass. Going to cost you about 30-40 bucks. You're also going to find cheap items like this here with these little walkie-talkies. These are not really highly recommended at all. They're not going to be good in the long run. They're going to be point of aim, and you're going to have to, line of sight. You're going to have to be able to see them to communicate. You get behind a building, a wall, a mountain, you're not going to have any communication. Invest in some quality communications in order to communicate with all of your loved ones. Then if you come over here, you're going to find everything from some molly webbing, military style stuff. I love these types of bags. Problem is, in a stuff hits the fan type of situation, these bags that look more militaristic are going to stand out. So maybe you want to go with something that's a little bit more gray man, something that's going to blend in. These types of packs are really good. This one comes with a stainless steel bottle, which is nice. Speaking of stainless steel bottles, Walmart's a great place to pick these up. I do always recommend going stainless steel. Don't go Nalgene. I know a lot of people talk about Nalgene. You're going to want to go with a solid stainless steel. Now, make sure you're checking the bottom because, see, this one's got rubber on it. No good. Make sure it is stainless steel all the way through. That way you can cook with it, or you can, in case of an emergency, you can purify your water by boiling it and making sure you're not going to have any harmful bacteria or viruses in there. Life Straw, you can pick these up here. These are water filters. These are great. These are Nalgene. And so it's a quick, easy way without having to start a fire. So maybe having a Life Straw bottle, having a Life Straw straw, like this one with the water bag, or just a straight up straw that you can fill a cup of water up and then suck the water out. And that's going to take care of all the nasty stuff that might be in some river water or some whatever water source that you can get. Remember, the average human being's not going to live past 3 days without water. So making sure you have those things. Great place to find it. Again, only 12-13 bucks. Should have these in each one of your vehicles. And remember, here's another thing that people don't pay a lot of attention to. How many family members do you have? Wife, kids, parents, uncles, aunts, whoever's living in your house. Make sure when you're planning for this stuff that you are planning for it for every member of your household, because if you only have enough supplies for yourself in a scary situation, grid down situation, natural disaster, civil war, whatever would happen, if you only have enough for yourself, it's not enough. You need to make sure that you are duplicating and replicating for each member of your household. Another great thing that I love every time I come to Walmart is you can get these Gerber knives, machetes, axes, all of this stuff, a good quality knife. I like this one because it also has some cordage on it. So cordage, that is always the rule. Make sure you have enough of that. So this is a really good deal. And right now it's only $9, which is absolutely crazy. I might actually pick this up myself today. Again, cordage, you need some cordage. Always want to have paracord, some 550 cord, because you never know when you're going to have to tie something down, tie something up, or create some type of a structure to get you out of the elements. You can never have enough paracord or 550 cord. They also have these combo kits, which are pretty cool. Comes with a light, sharpening stone, different sized knives, paracord, the little axe, all that. And I love this machete because it does have a saw on the back of it. It is fixed blades, so those are really nice as well. You can also get the fold out saws, which are pretty cool as well. Other thing that you want to do is maybe have a cup, have some type of cooking utensil. Again, this is why I like the stainless steel water bottles, because you can always in a pinch use those to cook with. These little food containers, again, stainless steel, you can cook with them. The only thing I would be worried about with these is making sure that you have the cap off of it when you cook, or this would end up melting over a campfire. But these are really great because you can store any kind of food in there. It is food grade, and it's gonna keep it nice and sealed and tight until you need to cook. Speaking of cooking, you have to be able to create a fire. So always having lighters, though these long lighters I don't recommend, but ferrocerium rods, fire starting rods, any type of fire starter, waterproof matches. These are a must-have in any kit. Make sure that you have some of those. You can get some of this fire starter kindling here. This is really great to have in your go bag to make sure that you can create a fire. Remember, in any emergency situation, water, food, shelter, and warmth, especially depending if you're in a cold climate. If you cannot create a fire, it's hard to cook food. Maybe your food is beans and rice. Well, you can't eat beans and rice unless it's cooked. Otherwise, you won't be able to digest it. So fire and water are very important. Make sure that you are covering those key elements. Walmart is a great place for that. Speaking of fire, one of my favorite products right here is the 4-in-1 stove stand. You literally just plug it into one of these propane tanks, goes right on top, and you can cook whatever you need to cook. These are fantastic. They pack away really lightweight, really small. Comes with a little carrying case, which is really nice. And I prefer the smaller propane because I'm not expecting to be out in the wilderness for months at a time. I don't need a big can. So this packs away in a backpack really easy. So then you got to think about also your sleep. How are you going to sleep? So you could invest in cool little things, getting a battery powered air pump, and you can get a mattress. You can get, and I've seen it here. So a mat, air-filled mat. This is going to insulate you from the ground so that the ground does not suck your body heat out. These are super lightweight. Combine that with a battery-powered pump or a hand pump. These pump up really quickly. And in a pinch, you could even just do it the old-fashioned way and just, blow it up until it blows up. They also have these little pillows, air pillows that you can pump up. These are pretty nice, again, keeping your head comfortable, because one of the worst things you could do is when you're out in a bad situation and you're having to live out in the elements for a while, is also waking up in the morning super cramped up and uncomfortable because you're going to be less productive. So make sure that you get as good of a sleep as you can. And that's where we're going to get into the sleeping bag situation. So all of these sleeping bags, you can see they all have a temperature rating on them, a comfort rating. Make sure that you are getting the proper sleeping bag for your environment. You don't want a sleeping bag that is rated to minus 30 degrees if you're living in, I don't know, Arizona or something in the summertime. You're gonna die of just exhaustion, of heat exhaustion, right? But at the same time, you don't want a sleeping bag that's too thin and isn't rated for your cold weather. So if it gets down to 0 degrees, make sure that the sleeping bag that you have is rated to that actual 0 degrees. So always check the temperatures to make sure that you are getting the proper sleeping bag for your environment. And again, make sure that you are getting this for each member of your family. If you have a child this big, you're not going to get a giant sleeping bag for them. It is a waste. Make sure you get the appropriate sleeping bag for the appropriate individual in your family unit. Okay, so you guys see these hot warmers pretty much in every store you go in, Home Depot, Walmart, whatever. These are really nice. I always have these in every one of my family's go bags. I have them in the truck. I have them in the house. In case the power goes out, we get really cold winters where I live. And so these are a quick fix just to kind of warm up your feet, warm up your hands. It's not going to solve the problem. You still need to start a fire. You still need to create heat. You still need to get out of the elements. But in a pinch, these are really, really helpful. Always have several of those on hand at all times. So this is just a great little kit here from Ozark Trail. I mean, this isn't the highest quality, but these are fairly cheap. But you get several different little tools in your little kit here. This is just kind of neat and kind of cool to have. This one's kind of nice as well because it also comes with a knife sharpening tool here to try and keep your blade sharp. Again, cheap items that, you know, these are disposable. I don't know about you, but I lose a lot of my knives, sharpening kits, all that stuff all the time. And so you're not spending $500 on a knife that you're going to lose and then be devastated by. That whole pack's like 20 bucks. So I've said this before, tarps. These things come in so handy. You can create shelter with these things. You can tie things down. You can conceal with these things. They come in different colors. I always try to find stuff depending on what I'm doing. If you want a high visibility tarp, that's great if you're trying to blend in and stay out of sight. Some stores will actually have these in camo as well, which is really nice. So one of the things you always have to consider is your source of food. If you are near any body of water, a river, a lake, or whatever, you need to make sure that you have a very basic fishing kit with you so that you can catch fish in a pinch. So just having some basics to do so. You want to get some anchors, you want to have line, you want to get a compact fishing pole. You can even do hand crank poles. They have all that stuff here. Again, this is not your normal fishing rig out. If you go fishing, obviously you're going to get a real pole, you're going to have all kind of equipment, but in a bug out bag, you're going to want just something very basic that you can pack away very lightly, and in case you need to go and catch some fish, you have the basic equipment to do so, because you can always fashion a fishing pole out of a limb from a tree. So in every one of my kits, I have at least a spool of fishing line. I have my anchors, I have my hooks, and I'll have some synthetic bait, whether it be these type of lures that I can just pack away and I can use in case I absolutely have to. So one of the things I do always recommend, highly recommend this, can't recommend enough, make sure that you guys have some bug spray, right? And I carry these in each one of our bug out bags because there's nothing worse than whether you're out camping, stranded in the middle of nowhere, or stuff hits the fan type of scenario and you're out in the elements and you are getting chewed up by the local insects. Absolutely terrible. You can get disease by that. You don't want that. So there you have it, guys. You can get some really cool basic survival gear right here at Walmart. Make sure to subscribe and like this video.